Marcotti. Gab, let's try and get the latest of what's going on between Brazil and Argentina. I suppose the first question is, where is the fault? Who is being blamed for this?
Well, Dan, we tried to piece it together on the Gab and Joe show with the excellent Gustavo Hoffman from ESPN Brazil. I wrote about it up on the website. It's incredibly complicated. The short answer is a lot of different parties are to blame. There's certainly the Brazilian health surveillance service, I think, has to shoulder some of the blame. The Argentine FA, those two, in my opinion, based on the facts we have right now, they shoulder most of the blame. But at every stage, you can go back and you can find others who are also responsible. CONMEBOL, the Brazilian FA, the Brazil's own government and federal police, all these people, when you look back, there's things that they could have done differently. But for me, the two main indictments were there was no need to go and run onto the pitch in that theatrical way in which they did. And the other thing, as far as the Argentine FA is concerned, regarding our own reporting from Gustavo Hoffman, there was a meeting the day before. They felt they had an agreement in place with Brazil Sanitation Service. And then afterwards, they were told very, very clearly that these four players, if you simply leave them in the hotel, if you don't send them out onto the pitch, we're going to go and sort this out after the game, and the game can go ahead. And still, they didn't do that. To me, that is, I don't want to say it's inexcusable, but that is certainly why I hold the Argentine FA more responsible than some of the other parties. I do say some because from what we've seen, the Brazilian health surveillance authority certainly didn't cover themselves in glory either.
I don't think many, Ali, on their CONMEBOL bingo card would have had this situation unfolding. Embarrassing, really.
Really embarrassing. And I've seen some things in CONMEBOL.
Yes.
Believe me when I tell you that I've seen some things that you kind of go, oh, man, we got to be better than this. But it's such a poor reflection on CONMEBOL, on FIFA, on Brazil, on Argentina, on the federations, even on the health ministry. The fact that they have this guy just kind of walk out there, as Gab just said, theatrically on the field, that this was not resolved prior to getting to the stadium, that it didn't get to a point in which they would have said, listen, look, this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. And these are the solutions that are in place, and this is how we're going to resolve it. Instead, we go full on, knee deep, elbow deep. Hey, everybody, warm up. Let's get ready. We're all excited. Here's the starting lineups. Here we go. We're excited. Brazil, Argentina. All right. No, it's not happening. It just shows so poorly. For those of us that are from South America, it's just the sort of thing that you just kind of go, come on, we have to rise above this sort of things. We cannot have this sort of behavior because it reflects poorly on our people, on how we do things, on how we carry ourselves, on how we do government, on how we do COVID protocols. It just reflects so poorly on everybody. And really, I mean, if there was anything that you point the finger at and say, man, how embarrassing can it be? That's how embarrassing it can be. Yeah. It was just awful to watch.
That decision after 7 minutes to be the big I am. Yeah. We're going to do.
And I'm going to stand here, hey guys, and here comes the police guy with the badge and the thing. The whole thing was just so clearly embarrassing.
Listen, I'll tell you who should be absolutely raging. The players.
Yeah.
Because they've clearly their clubs didn't want them to go, and they've made a stand and said, I'm playing for my country. Now, at the very least, the Argentina FA should have made sure every single thing was in order before they stepped on a plane. Not just say, get on the plane, everything will be all right, don't worry about it. So now, if I'm a player, if I'm Martinez, I'm going back to Aston Villa, and I'm going to have to miss games now. And I'm missing games when I didn't even get to play because my FA made a complete mess of this. I'll tell you, if I'm one of those players, I am raging.
Not only Martinez as well, of course, a number of Spurs players also included in this mess, Gab.
Yeah, no question about it. And remember that, in the case of these players, and here they didn't have the club's permission to go. Now they didn't need the club's permission to go, but obviously this puts them in a weaker position. It should be said, I mean, on the back of what Ali said there, couldn't they have sorted this out beforehand? Of course, and I think this is one of the mysteries. And look, there's still a lot of stuff that we don't know. What we do know is that on Saturday, 24 hours before the game, they showed up at the Argentina hotel, that is Brazil's health surveillance officials, and they had a meeting with the Argentine FA, with CONMEBOL officials, and with officials from the Brazilian FA. And they said, guys, we need to go and sort this out. What are we going to do? Now, when they left the meeting, certainly the Argentine FA, CONMEBOL, and the Brazilian FA, again, this is all not my reporting, it's Gustavo Hoffmann's reporting, they felt that they had an agreement. They felt that they had a defined agreement in place that they could go ahead and play the game, and that after the match, they would go and deal with the situation. However, the next day, at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, local time, around 3 hours before kickoff, the Brazilian Health Authority puts out that statement saying that those 4 players will be deported because they're not quarantining, and they issued false statements and whatever. And this absolutely blindsided CONMEBOL. So the question here is, both sides, either there was a massive misunderstanding after 4 hours of talking, or one of those two sides changed their mind, or essentially is misrepresenting the facts. And that was kind of the real first blow where things could have taken a different turn. The second time was at the stadium itself.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.